Beef is long, fam. Beef is long for the most part. If you got beef with man, you could be chilling, relaxing, on road. Hopefully man ain't coming to your door. You could be relaxing, chilling on road. If the wrong man, if the wrong set of people pull up, you gotta go from relaxing, you gotta snap into action. Or else you might be the victim. Man's not, you get me, promoting violence or nothing like that. But would you rather be judged? Or would you rather be mourned or visited in the hospital? Man, not promoting no violence or nothing like that. But obviously, if someone comes to attack you, you have to defend yourself. Would you rather be judged by 12 or carried by 6? So, yeah. So beef is long for the most part. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I was just up the road, innit? And at the moment, I'm renovating my kitchen. So what I might do is I'm gonna post some pictures, videos and that on Instagram, and I go check out the Instagram posts, innit? So I thought, yeah, let me go to the shop. Before that, let me go fish and chip shop. I need to get bits and pieces of that. Let me go fish and chip shop. Boom. I'm eating my food, and previously, I can't remember when this happened, like 4 or 5 months ago, someone kept on pulling up onto my estate, beeping their horns, making up noise. And I noticed that it's one of them gypsy people. One guy's coming to visit one gypsy person on my estate. And my man's pulling up in the morning, you know, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Beep, 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 beeping his horns. I just hate people beeping their horns in general. It gets on my nerves, innit? So this happened one morning, and then the following morning it happened. It was like 6:30 in the morning. Man jumped out of my bed, ran downstairs, put my trainers on. You know when a man's on job, you know when a man's ready for war, fam, when he puts his feet in his trainers with no fucking socks on, fam. Ran up the street. The guys left the van running. Get me? I'm gonna try and make this story as short as possible anyway. Boom. I've shouted to him, not shouted at him, but it may have come across like that, because if I'm running and I'm kind of pissed off and that, obviously I'm not gonna be too polite, you get it? So boom, shouted at him like, yo, why'd you keep beeping? And he must have turned around and said, what? My man come towards me, I just banged him. If you come within arm's distance, like fam, you're gonna hold a bang. Like for me, you're trying to violate my space. If you're trying to violate my space, you get me, trying to violate me in it. Yeah? So just out of defense, like just reaction, I'm just gonna bang you in it. So boom. So my man's a weird you. Like my man's trying to give man hugs, you know. Like, oh no, it's cool. I just lost my kids. My kids died and that. My twins died, innit? So I'm like, alright, cool. So anyway, I'm not stupid. I don't want random people knowing where I live. So you get me? Instead of going back the same way I went around the long way, innit? So boom. Then I'm looking out of my window and I can see he looks like he's looking for man, innit? Anyway, boom. Anyway, I noticed that there's a couple vans and that pulling up on my estate and that. And I can't bother to go into too much detail and that, innit? But I clocked this guy actually lives on my estate. Now, why he was coming onto my estate at 6:37 in the morning, beeping his horn and that, like he don't live here, I don't get it. Anyway, I worked out that my man lives on man's estate. So one time I saw him, like 2-3 weeks after I initially banged him in his face, I saw him, he pulled up outside my yard and I was outside, innit? And he was like, oh, you're the one that punched in my face, innit? Yeah, and he was, I'm not even gonna say he was getting cheeky. He didn't really say nothing where he could have hold a bang, but you get me? He could have just shut his mouth, innit? But anyway, he told me, oh, you're the one that punched me in the face. And I'm like, yeah. Boom. I don't know, about a month later or something like that. Obviously, man, see him, innit? Because this guy lives on my estate. So he's always driving past my yard, fam. I see him all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, I know human behavior, innit? And I reckon he's still holding grudges. Like, not just holding grudges, but like, man wanna, you get me, one day try to set pace, innit? Yeah. So boom, I was always slightly prepared for it, innit? One day randomly this guy pulled up outside my yard. I got this little inspection window. I see him pull up outside my yard, jump out his van, come running towards my front door. Man sprung up, jumped into action, ran downstairs. Obviously, man opened up the door to see what he wants, innit? Obviously, man know what he wants, really, innit? Chatting. Next thing you know, I just start brucking him up, innit? Yeah. Wrapped him up one time outside my yard. My man didn't even throw a punch, but he might have tried to, but I don't remember. I just remember beating the shit out of him in front of my neighbours and that. So boom, that happened. Now this happened like 4 months ago, innit? Still see him. Again, he lives on my estate. You get it? So he has to drive past my yard. So he drives past my house all the time. I see him all the time and that. So of lately, I ain't seen him. I've been seeing him in that, but obviously my man ain't said nothing or done nothing. Cool. So anyway, today, I don't know, 20-30 minutes ago, and I was at this fish and chip shop, and I noticed like there's some gypsy people and that they have like this kind of scrap cars place or whatever, innit? And this guy that lives on my estate, he always is like changing his vans, and like I can see his yard from my window, innit? And he's always driving a different van. And today, a couple of days ago, I noticed that he was driving like an enterprise van. I'm outside this fish and chip shop. I see an enterprise van pull up in front of me, innit? I just knew it was him. I don't know why, obviously because it's a gypsy place, innit? Yeah, I know a lot of them know each other, innit? Yeah. And I'm sitting there in my car, literally, like my car's here. There's space for a next vehicle, and then his vehicle's in front. So he's pulled up now, innit? And he just jumped out, looked around, and then gone in this place. And I'm sitting there eating my fish and chips. Well, my chips. And I think to myself, yeah, this is why it's kind of long having beef with people, innit? Even if it ain't over a mad something, it's long to be able to be sitting down, eating your fish and chips, and a man pull up and you have to put your thing to the side and get up, and you get me? Like, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, cool. This guy's gone in there. I know there's people in there. I'm not saying he's gonna get call people and that, but you have to be prepared, innit? Especially if you're gonna sit around and wait and you're not gonna bust out, innit? So I'm sitting down waiting. I'm eating my fish and chips. I'm not waiting, but obviously I'm anticipated that something could happen, innit? Man's not dumb, innit, yeah? Unless the thing is 100% fully squashed and that, there's always potential for man to say, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm vexed today, innit? So I'm sitting and I'm chilling, innit? Eating my fish and chips, and I'm thinking, right, if this guy comes up to my car, should I just box him one time? Or should I tell him to fuck off? If he don't move, give him 1 second, then lay him out. Do you get it? Obviously, I'm going to lay him out one way or another, innit? Yeah, should I give him my chance or not? But like, these are the things, like this is the thing. When you're in beef with man, or you got ongoing feud, a man's got a grudge with you, and a man want to take it to a physical aspect and that. But if you can't relax, you can't be 100% relaxed. You can't even go shop. Yeah? I'm not talking about for me, I'm talking about man that have proper beef with man on road, fam. It's long, blood. It's long, fam. Like, plenty of times man's got into beef with people. Listen, let me tell you something. Man accumulated so much enemies, yeah, it weren't even fucking funny in a short space of time. When I was late 16s, 17, 18, 19, well, I was like public enemy #1. I remember going to the kebab shop. A man's looked at a bicycle that I had, gone away, come back with 3 men trying to tell me that the bike was yacked. Yeah, I did yak the bike, innit? Next thing you know, I'm punching them up, you know? I don't know why, I'm just banging, man. Next thing you know, they jump me and try to rush, man, and that. Like, it's just crazy, fam. Crazy. And me, I'm the type of man, I like to be the aggressor. So to sit and be waiting for someone to might chat shit, I hate being in situations like that. You get me? Literally, when I was on road, my tag name should have been SP, set pace, because that's what man used to do, fam. I was the aggressor, always throw the first punch. But man could even have that tag name, SP. One of the man them, big up man like SP, N9, he's OJ. Yeah, man was on job still, not gonna lie, fam. One of the man them still. Yeah, that was his name, innit? So obviously man couldn't adopt the name SP, innit? But yeah, just being in beef is long. I remember after I got stabbed in November of obviously 011. It's January 021. 012, sorry, 2012. And I remember man's got my I don't know, my college bag and that. And I remember I see one of the youths that poke, man, but man's just jumped on the train and beat him up. Like, bro, man can't even go to college without getting into beef, blood. Like, obviously I made it to college that day, he didn't. Yeah. But a lot of man are not actually ready for beef. A lot of man think that because they know how to fight, they got tech, that they're ready for beef, their own beef. There's a difference. There's a difference between having a punch up, having a fight with a man, and having beef. A fight is, you get me, somewhat fair, somewhat controlled. Beef, fam, there's nothing fair in beef. If a man's got beef with you, fam, if he's with his brethren, bro, 5 of them are gonna step on you. They're not gonna say one-on-one. What? Blood, this ain't the 90s, blood. You got beef with someone, fam. If he's with his man, then blood, fam, just know all of them are stepping on you, innit? There's a difference between fighting and beef. Most man are not even willing to fight, let alone most man are not on beef. I know a lot of man, they will talk like they're on job. Oh yeah, man, like, you get me? Talk like they're on beef. They're not on nothing, fam. They're not on nothing, fam. Trust me. A big difference. There's a lot of man, when they're in beef and that, when it gets on top, fam, they want to tap out, blood. Because it's a psychological thing, like, man putting that fear into you. It's long, fam. I'm not promoting no criminal activity, you get me? No hustling, no peddling and that. But fam, when you got beef, blood, you can't even go to next areas and make money. Don't get it twisted, man's not promoting no making money in illegal ways, if you get what I'm trying to say, innit? Yeah, but facts is facts. When you got beef, you can't even go to another area to make money. Again, man's not promoting no illegal money activity and that, but facts is facts. So yeah, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let a man try to chief me, innit? So yeah, I will always have beef with people. Unfortunately. But yeah, that's it, man. When you got beef, like, you could be one of your family members. Man know about rappers, man that everyone knows, can't say no one's name, but man have been with, you get me, their niece and that in the shopping mall, and seen man from the other side, and their beef is serious, blood. Not no stupidness, punching man in the face and that. No, their beef is serious. And a man's had to say to his niece, yo, go in the shop quickly, innit, yeah? I just need to go in the shop, innit? Next thing you know, bruv, they've stabbed him up outside the mall. Stabbed him up outside the shop in the mall. Yeah, beef is not fair, fam. A fair fight would be, oh, you know, let's have a one-on-one and that. Beef is, fam, man will poke you up in front of your family, blood, and not give a shit, blood. Beef is, when them man they see you, you're on your own, and there's 5 of them, we're not allowing him. Do you know why we're not allowing him? Because if he was with 5 of his guys, he wouldn't allow us. So you know what, fam, we ain't allowing it. We ain't taking it easy. Yeah, man. And the jail thing as well, beef in jail is long, blood. I know, man from Edmonton. This is why I hate the jail beef thing. Like, you have man in Edmonton getting involved with beef with youths from fucking Lewisham. Just true stories. Man, no, man, like, from my area, like, you get me, man's allies and that. I'm hearing stories that they're wrapping up youths from Lewisham and that. I'm like, what? Because they're bandwagoning on other man's beef. I know, man. Man from East London talking about, yeah, jumping on some bricky beef and that. I'm like, fam, you don't even, fam, you're in East London, blood. What are you doing even interacting with? I get it, you're in jail and it's obviously going to interact. But why are you even bandwagoning with man's beef? And they're from a different area. If you lot was on road, fam, you lot would never be in the same place at any one time. You'd be lucky to walk past each other in central London, let alone be in each other's areas and that. North London, South London, them man there may as well be on the other side of the planet. Them man there may as well be on Mars. I never met anyone from South London until I went prison when I was 18. How mad is that? Because obviously my area, Edmonton, is at the top of North London. Obviously South London is, you know, get me, quite far down, innit? I never met anybody from South London. Maybe like one dickhead or some gal or something at some party, but I never met no road youths who were from South London until I went jail. And then you got man from my area getting involved in man's beef and that. Come on, blood, you go in jail and that. You're inheriting other people's beef, innit? It's just like the road thing. We was told, we don't like them youths over there. We don't even know the origins of this thing. Is it because someone got smacked up in a rave? Was it over a gal? Or was it because my man got smacked up at XFM Quay back in the day? We don't even know the origins of this thing, but we know, okay, we don't like them and they don't like us. When we see them, it's on. Dumb. It's dumb, man. But that's the video for today. Stay away, it's done now. Alright, I'm back. I just wanted to add something to the video. Obviously, I spoke about this previously. Like, get me, man touched on, would you rather be judged or mourned or visited in a hospital? Would you rather be judged by 12 or carried by 6? The thing is, the man them don't think about the the implications and that, and the consequences of getting into beef. Let's say you do win. Now you might be looking at a 5 or a 10 or a 15, blood. Let's say you don't even get into an altercation or whatever, but you're staying strapped, you're armed, you get stopped by the police. 5 years for a gun. Bare man in jail, gun charge, 5 years. Couple of men I met before, obviously I know, man, been nicked with knives, I might get a year or something like that, or some mad probation. It's long, fam. There's one new thing, but I didn't even know this exists. So this is like joint enterprise, but like almost the reverse. So joint enterprise is obviously I'm here driving or whatever, innit? Yeah, I'm with a bunch of man and they do something to someone, and you get me, the jury is gonna believe that we went on a ride out and that. But I could be in my car, I could be with one of my cousins, he could see it up. I had no intentions, I had no knowledge of what's gonna happen or whatever, innit? I ain't psychic. One of my brothers sees someone he don't get along with, he's got beef with, hops out his car, does something to them. It looks like it was a drive-by, we was riding out and that. That's joint enterprise. You're with a bunch of man, they go to a rave, someone gets stepped on, someone gets stabbed. You didn't have no knife on you, you didn't step on, you didn't do nothing, you was just there with them. You're going to jail too. I met one youth in jail. One youth, he's from Lewisham as well. He tried to say, oh yeah man, I shot someone. He didn't shoot no one. He was with the man and that shot someone. He's in jail 10 years. Just for being there. Only one man can pull the trigger, you know. Why is there so much man getting bagged? Why is 6 man on trial? Why is 6 man getting convicted for 1 person shooting? So that's joint enterprise. But there's a new thing, a next thing man learned about not too long ago. If you and your brethrens go to the op block and one of your brethrens gets poked up and dies, so you lot have gone on a ride out, yeah? Oh no, some pecky youths go in Brixton. If some pecky youths go over there and one of the Peckham youths get dropped by one of the Bricky youths and that, fam, the pecky youths are getting in trouble, you know? Blood, I never even knew that. I thought it was bad enough that one of your mans them get dropped. Nah, fam, you lot are going down as well, fam. Because they see it as obviously gang activity, violence and shit. I'm not saying that the man them that are on the ride out and they're the ones that lost someone, they're going to get 25 and that. But bro, you're going to get some mad sentence as well, blood. It's just not worth it, fam. It's not worth it. Being on road is not worth it, blood. You're trapping, you're looking over your shoulder and that for the jakes. Then you get me. You need to be vigilant that man are gonna try to rob you. Then you got beef with man because man are trying to rob you. Blood, it's long, fam. It's easier to just get a 9 to 5, fam. Yeah, it's easier to stay on a legit path, blood. Yeah, I mean, man are getting locked up. 3 do 18 months and all them things there for food, fam. It's long, bro. But yeah, no. Right now, the video's over now, innit? Stay away, it's done now.